guys, Mark Crossfield here with GolfOnline and with Coach Lockie.
Hello.
Thanks for joining us this week, Coach. We're looking at an interesting post I posted on Twitter around my game golf stats of 175 to 200 yards.
Important area. It's
a massively important area that you'll see good players often do better in.
Yeah.
And it's an area I see amateurs really struggling with, yet still they want to look at that 200 to 300 yardage. It's that driver, always that driver. Now, what we're going to talk about in this video might actually suggest it can be the driver as well. So I'm not saying it's not, but often I think golfers do look in the wrong area. So I've posted my game golf stats for 175 to 200 yards. And I'm hitting 54% of the greens within 15 yards. So 54% of my shots are going within 15 yards of the hole from that yardage. I'm a short 27%, left 15%, right 4%. So I do tend to, I know I would tend to draw that shot in there, so I'm obviously just overdrawing through. The reason I picked this stat is it's my rinky-dink stat, it's my hybrid stat. And it's one that I know that is improving by using this club over, I've taken a 4-iron out of my bag. Yep. So if we, what's your number on that?
My number's 30.
Okay, so I'm getting that 175 to 200 yards, I'm getting it closer.
Yep.
I mean, we have got to a stage at the minute where if I've got the rinky-dinky in my hands, which I'm hitting from 175 to 200, I'm pretty confident. I think you stand there thinking there's a good chance this is going on.
Yeah.
Like there's a feeling. Like if you've got a wedge in your hand, I'm thinking he's going to up and down.
Yeah, we joke about it, don't we?
Yeah.
That you class it as a wedge.
Yeah,
so
I mean, I see it as a wedge. Now, I got some people on Twitter to post theirs. I'm not using anyone's names here, but I've got some. So I've got one here at 31%. Mm-hmm. And then the next one that came in, I'm just picking these are 8%.
Oh.
I don't know these people's handicaps, obviously, that'll vary. 33%, not
these
bad.
Guys must be pretty good, the 30%ers.
14%.
Oh, yeah, that's losing.
And I think Sophie posted, actually, because it's her, she even posted saying, Sophie Walker, LET golfer, she said, I thought I was good with a hybrid. She was like 50 or 52%, so I was just sneaking her. I would expect I would sneak her because I'm using a more lofted hybrid because of my extra distance.
She's probably using a lower lofted one.
Of course, so she's actually doing much better.
Yeah.
Because she's using a lower lofted one.
Mm-hmm.
So I always think it's quite interesting because if I post a video around a driver, it's going to get a lot of views and people are keen to know what's the latest tech and how far they can hit the ball and what the driver is doing. Where if I post videos around hybrids, which I really enjoy doing, they get considerably less views. Mm-hmm. And maybe this data is kind of hinting in some ways that maybe lots of people are getting it quite wrong.
Let's turn it around.
Yeah, let's rethink this a little bit, ladies and gents. Now, in drivers' defences, though, what would be a good suggestion, I think it's a valid one, why would my 175 to 200 be better than yours? Not just that club. What else?
I could be hitting him from the rough or the trees.
Correct. So you could argue, and it's a good argument, that the fact that I'm hitting fairway more and having that distance in, so 175 to 200 yards out the rough, I would probably drop down to that as well. Mm-hmm. So maybe you're not hitting as many fairways.
And I'll probably, if we looked at our driver stat, yours is probably going to be
well, I don't know if it is. Why don't you have a look at your... I'm going to go on mine as well here, actually. Let's have a look at my driver stat.
43.
I'm higher than that.
Yeah. Across at the top.
Oh, yeah, so off the tee.
Done.
Oh, I've just hit the notifications twice. I'm 60%.
60%, yeah.
So I think that is then bleeding on to the next stat. So maybe that's why everyone needs to watch their driver videos. They're thinking they need to hit those fairways a bit more often.
Start the hole off right.
Yeah. Right or correct?
Correct,
a little slip there. You can't help but go right even in the videos.
Oh, man.
But I do think it's an area of golf that lots of people really, really don't understand and kind of try and improve enough.
Yeah,
I do think hitting more fairways, but I also think you could squeeze those numbers up with different clubs, different lofts, understanding what lofts you've got and what around it. We're actually going to do a video series around this, hopefully, to try and show you how concentrating on this area of your bag can really lower your scores, even if your driving doesn't change.
Test it.
Yeah, absolutely. But for me, I saw a massive change when I went to my 23-degree hybrid over my 4-iron, and it was a no-brainer for the switch for me, and my stats are reflecting that as well. Mm-hmm. There we go, interesting one. People are 8%, 14%.
that's low, isn't it?
Isn't it?
And their short game's got to be really good.
Oh, absolutely. Or they need lots of shots.
Yeah.
Or they just need
Exactly,
3
yeah.
goes,
Yeah.
basically. So if they were to double 8%, get it
Yeah.
up to 20%,
Yeah.
that's where they're getting from maybe a 24 handicap, which they might be. Obviously, I don't know the handicaps.
Maybe down to the
into
teens. Yeah.
all day long. There you go, good stuff. Post comments down below. 175 to 200, is it a number you look at all? I know lots of my students never come in asking to work on that distance. They
Nope.
want to work on the maximum and sometimes the minimum,
Mm-hmm.
putting and driving.
Yeah.
And I know when I do focus on that area, I do them kind of tests. I do launch monitor tests of hitting greens,
Yeah.
show them how many I hit with different shapes, different heights, and how limited they are from that area
Yeah.
of hitting greens and kind of what weapons they've got to do it from. When we work on that area, you see massive, massive gains in their scores. Good stuff, Matthew. Thank you.
Good stuff.
That's a win
indeed.
for me again, isn't it? Yes.